Everyone, let's talk about a series of unfortunate events, book the second, The Reptile Room, by Lemony Snicket. This picks up not long after the first book, The Bad Beginning, where the Baudelaires are sent to their Uncle Monty, Dr. Montgomery, who is a scientist that studies reptiles, specifically snakes. And is overall like one of the nicest people in this whole series. But he lives on Lousy Lane, which is a nasty road that has a horseradish factory, which is pretty funny. But who should thwart the Baudelaire's happiness but none other than Count Olaf, disguised as Stefano, who's just a weird, like, Italian man. So, right off the bat, we are told that Uncle Monty's going to perish. But, like, that doesn't take away from this book. Because it's a big part, and it happens kind of right in the middle of this one. And then it becomes a whodunit, but we all know Count Olaf did it. The Baudelaires know that Count Olaf did it. It's just that the adults are being really dumb. And it leads to one of the funniest sequences in a book. So, there's... the coroner shows up along with Mr. Poe. And they're arguing about who's going in what car. And it is just... it's one of those things you have to read it to, like, truly understand the absurdity of it. But it's hilarious. And meanwhile, Lemony Snicket is using Meanwhile Back at the Ranch and breaking the fourth wall left and right. Which is a very... it's a very common thing he does. But specifically, he'll take, like, a literary device and do Meanwhile Back at the Ranch, for instance. And, like, explain, like, what it actually means, that sort of thing. And I can see why some people would think, oh, he's talking down to kids. No, he's just educating and being kind of hilarious while doing it. I like this one. And I like it more than I like The Bad Beginning. And that's kind of how I've always looked at The Reptile Room. It's one of my favorites of this series. Where, like, The Bad Beginning, like, it's kind of Lemony Snicket trying to find his voice. This feels like, okay, here we go. This is how we do things. Until we get to the Miserable Mill. Because when we talk about the Wide Window, it plays out very similar to this with a few differences. But I like Uncle Monty. You're supposed to like him. He's a very lovable guy. I like that all the Baudelaires have, like, shine in this. They all get their little spotlight, which is also really nice. And I liked Count Olaf's infiltration. It's probably one of his least ridiculous disguises, because this becomes a thing going forward as Count Olaf's disguises, and they get more ridiculous as they go, or at least for the early books they do. Things kind of change in the latter ones from what I remember from when I was a kid, but this is a solid read, worth your time to check out. Honestly, I give it a 5 out of 5. It's very, very fun. One of my personal favorites of the series, especially of these early ones. And worth your time to check out. The less said about it, the better, because it's a very short read. You'll get this done, basically, if you're like me, in like one sitting. So, anyway, have a nice day.